Hello and welcome learners to Simple-ESL, and today we are looking at 10 phrases that make fluent speakers sound natural in conversations, especially in work or an academic setting. Now we will learn what they mean, how to pronounce them clearly, and how to use them in context. This lesson is designed for a B1, B2 level. But without further ado, let's begin the lesson. Before we begin, why do we want to learn these phrases? These phrases are known as idioms, and these are expressions that are common in real speech. We use them to improve fluency and to gain confidence. When people hear you using language like this, like idioms, it shows a certain level of confidence and ability with the language. They will help you sound more natural in interviews, meetings, and casual conversations with natural speakers. So, have you ever heard of an expression that didn't make sense at first, like to cut corners? If you've heard this, you will learn idioms like this and more in today's lesson to help you sound more fluent in English. If you'd like more practice with this, check out all my links. You can get money off tutoring, access to worksheets and lessons if you tap on the link in the description or the bio, or you can use the QR code just here to access more information from Simple-ESL. But let's begin our lesson and become more fluent with English. Let's have a look at our first phrase, by the book. What do we mean when we say something is by the book? It means to follow the rules exactly. So, he does everything by the book. The new manager does everything by the book. So the positives of this could be someone doing everything by the book. Everything is correct. It went smoothly. A negative can suggest inflexibility. So we can say she's too by the book sometimes. To form this, it usually follows a verb. He acts by the book. They do a thing by the book. It registers as a neutral to slightly formal term. It's often used in a workplace or legal context. So, doing everything by the book. So the opposite would be making your own rules. The person doesn't make their own rules. They follow the rules by the book. Now, to cut corners. This is to do something badly or cheaply in an effort to save money or to reduce work. This often has a negative connotation. It can suggest laziness, carelessness, or risk. They cut corners when building the house. Now it's unsafe. They cut corners and now the roof is leaking. To form, it's often used in the past tense. We'd have subject plus to cut corners and then the result. Now, have any of you heard the phrase on the same page? Before we start the project, let's get on the same page. What does this mean? To agree or have the same understanding. So you share the same opinion about something. Let's have a quick meeting to make sure we're on the same page. Now this is usually used with get or be. We want to make sure we're on or get on the same page, be on the same page. It's informal and can be neutral, but it's common in business, teamwork, and everyday conversations. So we want to be on the same page, get on the same page, all having the same idea. Let's practice a little bit with these idioms that we have just learned. I want you to match the idiom that best fits the meaning of each sentence. We'll then review the answers. We need to make sure that we understand the plan before we start. To save time, they skip some important steps in the process. She always follows the exact company policies, no exceptions. What idioms do you think are going to come up and match? Cut corners, on the same page, by the book. We need to make sure we all understand the plan before we start. So we need to make sure we are all on the same page. Now, if we want to save time, we could cut corners. To save time, they cut corners. She always follows the exact company policies. She always works by the book, always follows the rules and regulations. Let's have 3 more phrases. Think outside the box. What do we mean when we say this? To be creative or innovative. So we need to think outside the box to solve this problem. So thinking outside of the box. What other ones can we have? Up in the air. So this is when something is uncertain, undecided. Things are still up in the air. So for example, our travel plans are still up in the air. We haven't decided how we're going to travel. These plans are still to be decided, up in the air. Go the extra mile. What do we think this could mean? To go the extra mile. It means to go further. So to do more than expected. She really went the extra mile for her clients. So putting in more work, going greater distance to make an experience better, so we can do more than expected, to go the extra mile. With these new idioms, I would like us to fill in the blanks. The idioms to use: think outside the box, up in the air, go the extra mile. Nobody had a solution, but Jane suggested something completely new. She really... Which idiom will we use? Going to use think outside the box, but we need to make sure we adapt and change think to match the sentence. So thought outside the box. It's past tense. She thought outside the box. Let's go on to our next idiom, our next blank. Our deadline is tight. We need to finish this on time. We need to, what would be best? Go the extra mile. To finish this on time, we're going to have to work extra hard. We're going to have to put in lots of effort. So we're going to have to go the extra mile to finish this on time. And our final one. I'm not sure if I'll get the job done or not. Everything is still undecided. It's all undecided. We could say it is still up in the air. If you're not sure if it's going to be finished or not, the plans can be up in the air. Our final 4 phrases we'll have: in hot water. What could this mean when you're in hot water? Whew. Means you can be in trouble. If you're in hot water, you're in trouble. He's in hot water for missing the deadline. So if you're in hot water, this means you are in trouble. You need to finish your task. Back to square one. This means to start over. So start again after a failed attempt. You can think of this going back to the start line, back to the start of a board game. The idea didn't work, so it's back to square one. Pull your weight. What could this mean when you're pulling your weight? It's to do your fair share of the work. Everyone has to pull their weight on the team. If you're going to complete a task, it takes everyone doing their job to finish the task on time. And to call it a day. Something we will do in the next 5 minutes when we finish our lesson. To call it a day. We've done enough. Let's call it a day. It means you can finish your work. Let's match the phrase to the meaning. Cut corners. Save time or money by doing less. If we think outside the box, we are creative. We are being creative. To call it a day, stop working for now. And in hot water means you are in trouble. Hopefully no one is in hot water here. I would like us to fill in the blanks, complete the sentence with the missing idiom. We are not yet about the project. What idiom could we use here? We are not yet about the same project. We are not on the same page about the project. This is a good idiom to use here. If we're not sure about something, we are not on the same page, we need to get onto the same page. I had to and redo the report, so we're starting again. We could say, what could we say? I had to go back to square one and redo the report. If you have to start again, you can go back to square one. My manager always does things, always follows the rules. What can we say? They always follow the rules. They go by the book. Our manager always does things by the book. She really, to help me finish. Someone who went above and beyond. She really went the extra mile. She really went the extra mile to help me finish. Great work so far. Let's take a look at one more. He's after turning in the wrong form, so he's in trouble. We could say he's in hot water after turning in the wrong form. Now, what are our key takeaways from today's lesson? Well, we've learned a lot of useful idioms to help us sound more fluent in English. We have had pronunciation and stress for clearer speaking, and we've learned how to use them in real conversations. If you would like more practice with this, you can use the QR code below or the link in the description to all my links, or you can go to my Patreon where you will find worksheets. But a homework challenge for you. Write a short story, 6 to 8 sentences, using at least 5 of today's phrases. It could be about a day at work, a group project, or a funny situation, but try to use those idioms to sound more fluent. You practice that, perhaps sign up to the Patreon and the QR code and access our worksheet, and we'll see you in our next lesson. Have a wonderful day.